Hi everyone, name's Teresa. Thanks for joining me. So today I'm going to share with you how we got rid of bats out of our attic. From what we found out during the months from May 1st till August 1st in the state of Tennessee, you are not allowed to remove them from your attic because they are protected. The state of Tennessee protects the bats, which is a good thing, but we don't want them in our home. And it took us like 3 weeks to get rid of these bats. It took a long time. I'll show you pictures of what we done. The first thing I done was I had some bird netting, so I put that up. Got up on the house, 90-degree heat, and hung it down, draped it over the house. Well, they chewed through that and got back in. So I went and got some heavier gardening netting, and I hung that over top of the bird netting. Well, that worked to keep the big bats out, but the smaller bats, they figured out how to go around it and get in. So after leaving that up for 2 weeks, we took it down, went up there and sealed off. From what we could see, they were swooping underneath. There's like a 4-inch piece across the bottom of the eave, the frame of the eave. And they were going under it, the best that we could tell. Well, we got up there and sealed that. We had to seal on the front up here and on the end. This end here was okay. Well, after we took that netting down, the big bats, and fixed that one area, the big bats couldn't get in. But the little bats, we noticed, were getting in through the vent. Well, my husband got up there looking, took a closer look, found out either when they built the house or when they had that aluminum stripping put on, there was no wire in there to keep birds or anything from getting in. So then we went and got some lumber and some metal wire with, it had really small holes, but it still allows the air to escape out of the attic. Built A-shaped, I'll just call them A-frames. Built A-frame vents and got up there and nailed those in. We sat up there after dark and watched and made sure that all the bats come out, because we didn't want to trap any in there. Now, before we put those up, my husband, because I work a lot, I've been working a lot of overtime. It's why I apologize I haven't been making videos, putting them up, because I've just been tired. And you go ahead and work a lot. At my age, it wears you out. Or it has me because of this heat. Plus our air conditioning system has gone out, so we've got to get that fixed. Probably wind up having to put a new unit in, so there's a big expense. And then on top of that, our washing machine goes out. It's just been one thing after another here this last couple of months. Anyway, my husband and son sat out there one night and counted 75 bats come out of that attic. And we don't know how long they'd been in there. And the only reason we knew they was in there, I was getting ready to go to work, and I was down near the gate, and I heard a noise and looked up and saw bats coming out. So I told my husband about it, and then we figured out how to deal with getting rid of them. I mean, I bought that thing that makes a noise that only bats can hear. That is a waste of money. Don't even waste your money on it, because it's no good. Anyway, we watched YouTube videos after YouTube videos, and one guy was showing about putting a tube up that they'd slide down, couldn't figure out how to get back in. But that wouldn't work with that netting going on inside that A-frame vent up there. I mean, it would have been a big old tube that covered that whole A-frame and circled down to a small tube, and that just wasn't going to work. And they do make a netting called a bat netting, but I wasn't going to take the time to wait to order that, because I did check around here, some of the stores around here, and they just did not carry that. But luckily I found that one netting at Tractor Supply. I first went to Lowe's, and it was $40-something for a row of it. And I thought, well, I'm not going to pay that. That is ridiculous for that roll of plastic netting. So I just happened to think we went over to Tractor Supply, and they had it for $16. So I wound up getting 2 rows there for what one row would have cost me at Lowe's. So it pays to check around. Anyway, after we got rid of but once we were able to get rid of the big bats, and the little bats were still getting in, well, we sat there and on one of my nights off, I went out and we sat there and we counted only 20 bats coming out. So there was like 20 little ones. And so the next night we went out again and checked, and there's still just 20 bats come out. So after they all got out, we went up there and we put those A-frame vents that we made in, and was able to keep them out. But then on this end, down below for the corner of the vent, there was a little area they were still able to get in. So then we had to get up there and fix that. So the next night we watched again, and there's 20 bats come out. So we knew there wasn't more than 20 getting in. So we fixed that area and finally got rid of those bats. But it was a job doing it, because you've got to be vigilant. You've got to keep an eye on how many bats are coming in now. And you've got to figure out the best way to get rid of them. But any tiny little hole that they can find to get in, they're going to get back in. So we had to make sure that everything was sealed. And it's a job getting bats out of your house. Like I said, we're not sure how long they'd been in there, but check your state laws. Make sure that if your state protects them, that you are in the law as far as getting them out of your house, because you don't want to wind up in trouble with the state. But I'll show you these pictures and tell you what they are. I did get me a can of spray paint and painted it so it wouldn't stick out like a sore thumb when we put it back in there. And I told my husband, I said, we'll coat it with white paint so it'll match the rest of the house and won't look too bad. I think it looks pretty good. My husband was talking about taking it out later on and going up in the attic and putting new netting, but I told him, I mean, we're getting old, and this front side here is like 3 stories high when you get up there to that A-frame. And I told him, I said, as long as it looks good, I said, I don't think we need to fool with it, just leave it like it is. So when you remove bats from your house, just check your state laws and just keep being persistent at it. Count your bats, the ones that are left, ones that are still in your attic as they come out at night, so that way when you finally get it sealed up, you know that they're all out of there. Let me show you what them pictures look like. But that's my video. Thank you for joining me, and y'all stay safe and God bless. Take care, everyone.